Are you currently teaching online, still preparing for another year-round of remote teaching, or looking for ways to improve your online teaching practices? Here are some tips and tricks that can still help you improve and successfully execute your online classes. This is Adrian Look, your EdTech and YouTube Educator, welcoming you to another episode of Look Beyond the Classroom, where learning has no limit. There are lots of benefits in teaching online, such as comfort and convenience, tipid sa transportation, at most especially, less risk and exposure to the virus. But there are some challenges too. Devices, technical problems, time allotment, at marami pang iba that we need to address and prepare for to become more effective as an online teacher. Ito na ang mga tips that I'd like to share with you. Tip number 1. Plan for your online class. Sa isang virtual classroom, mas maikli ang oras, 30 to 50 minutes of synchronous session with the students. And with that said, our students also have the expectations to learn as much as they can in that given time period. Kaya mahalaga ang lesson planning beforehand so that you can make the most out of the given instruction time. As they say, creating effective lesson plans is the key to effective teaching and also a critical factor in achieving positive outcomes. I highly suggest to think in mini lessons. Our students do not get better at something by only listening to a teacher delivering their lessons. Sabi nga nila, the real learning happens once they start practicing the skill. Breaking the subjects down into 8 to 10-minute lessons followed by an activity or practice period helps make learning more digestible and gives students the opportunity to try out new information agad-agad. Tip number 2. Understand and prepare your tech tools. You need to know and understand the different devices and applications that you will be using. This will increase your confidence in teaching online. Kilatisin ninyong mabuti ang gagamitin ninyong equipment and applications. Anong dapat i-upgrade, idagdag, i-adjust, at i-modify with consideration syempre sa budget natin. These things, trust me, will greatly affect your overall deliverables. Tandaan din natin, i-identify natin ang mga common technical issues na pwedeng ma-encounter at paano gagawan ng backup plan. Halimbawa, pag nawala ng internet, understanding if there's mobile access or only for personal computer access ang mga apps na gamit natin. May mga platform tricks ba to? Knowing basic troubleshooting techniques. At finally, pag na-exhaust mo na ang mga ito, paano at sino ang pwede mong takbuhan for tech support? Tip number 3. Setting up your workstation. Dahil nga tayo ay nasa remote teaching, we can all teach anywhere, ika nga. Pero maganda pa din na makapag-setup tayo ng working environment na magiging komportable tayo at magiging pamilyar ang ating mga estudyante. This will also contribute to having a more smoothly ran online classes. Kasama na dito ang mga sumusunod. Appropriate equipment such as secondary screens. Definitely, it would be easier for you to teach kung meron kayong dalawang screen. Best to have one screen for your online conferencing tool para mas madali nyo makita ang mga students niyo while you're teaching. And your other screen would be for your presentation and other things to do. This would give you more flexibility in executing your synchronous session. Headsets or microphones to improve your audio quality. Noise cancelling tools to eliminate distraction. You can also install acoustic foams to improve your voice and sound quality. And soundproofing your work environment. Tip number 4. Regular communication is a must. It is essential to choose a specific platform of communication with your students with specific guidelines, syempre. And make sure to always communicate your expectations with your students throughout each lesson and i-remind sila parate sa mga tasks at assignments nila. Part of your communication with your students is to always motivate them. And don't forget to keep in mind their age and interests. By doing this, you can get them to interact more. Tip number 5, seek help and feedback. Uy, don't hesitate to seek help from your colleagues on applications or major platforms that your school is using at kung paano pa tayo pwede mag-improve in general. Feedbacking from our colleagues and from your students will help to adjust and modify our approaches. The other one is by strengthening your personal learning network, or what we call PLN. Ito yung mga existing communities or group of educators and lifelong learners where they share and talk about education, emerging technologies, best practices, and professional development. Isang halimbawa nito ay ang Google Educator Groups or GEG, where I am also a part of. Feel free to check them out. I'm currently part of GEG Philippines and GEG South Manila locally, and also in GEG Asia Pacific and Global GEG, where I regularly meet, learn, and collaborate with them. Guys, mag-join kayo. You'll meet passionate and dedicated educators all over the globe. Bonus din because aside from learning with them, you eventually become friends too. Now that I have shared some of the basics on how to teach online, let's try to look beyond the basics in order for us to come up with the most conducive online learning with our students. Interactive learning. Think of ways how we can incorporate tools para mas maging engaged ang mga students. Aside from projecting your slides or PowerPoint presentations, you and your students can also write on your screens. Mag-annotate. You can use pen tablets, especially if you're a math teacher or need to show solutions or maybe emphasize some parts of the sentences to better improve our class discussions. We can also integrate games, gamify our questionnaires or activities. Sa ganitong paraan, we can make our class much more engaging. Try to inject collaborative tasks and activities. Group work and group activities are encouraged. This is part of the 21st century skills, diba, na dapat natin strengthen within our students. Teach them also how to properly share, tag, and comment on their working document. Be flexible. At dahil hindi lahat ay may pare-parehong sitwasyon pagdating sa online learning, may mga iba may hirapan, magsa-struggle maybe with the internet access, technology-related concerns, at iba pa. We have to make sure that we have some backup plans. Laging may backup plans to still communicate with them and with you. Your modules and other materials should also be accessible. So make sure that they can access them or can be downloadable for independent or self-paced learning. Online teaching and learning may be challenging, pero kakayanin po natin ito. We're braver than we know and stronger than we think. I hope you learned a lot from this episode. And if you find this video valuable, like and share this with your friends and colleagues. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button to get the latest updates from this channel. So let's look beyond, explore, and move forward. Class dismissed.